So what I find out is that now that this inner, the rear surface and the front of the front, they are similar and goes a little bit towards the operator, so to speak, while this other surface here, the inner of the front, is a bit different. So what I find is that this is worn on the inside here, and that of course matches. I mean, the tailstock has been running there, plus the saddle, so this is typical wear. So the game plan is then to step scrape both the front surface here, plus the front of the rear surface, and then of course take out the wear on the rear of the front surface there. So before that, I want to check once again that I haven't done anything wrong. So I will control measure again from this flat surface to the reference surface, and from that point of view I have to rearrange it a bit different here. So put it onto the side again, and I'd like to have that like completely still, of course. I just use those wedges to obtain that. So setting up again for measuring from the rear flat, area that is meant for the taper turning attachment, to the rear of the rear bay. I'm just using also a, like say, an intermediate piece to keep distance, like so. Then I'm ready. And the measurements here prove that these two surfaces are coplanar. I'm reading 0 all the way here. And this means that I can use the rear of the rear way here as a reference, as long as I've proven that this surface here is flat. So, okay, then moving on to the next measurements. And yes, readings from previous are confirmed. I'm too fat down here. And to achieve this, we use a technique called step scraping. This means we divide the entire length here into sections and take them progressively harder towards the end, where we shall have the most taken off. So either, let's say, 4 or 5 divisions or more. And then we have from the headstock end here a lot to take off. So we take that one time up to almost there. And then we cross our cuts and go a little bit further down and take number 2 and number 3 again, crossing, and then stopping short, and then 4, and then 5 and 6. This will progressively work the surfaces into alignment again. Then crossing the cuts. So as you saw, I stopped short on the first and then a little bit further down on the second. Now on the third, I'll be even less up towards the end here. And then I'll, okay there, start the fourth again the other way, a little bit further down. Okay, once more. Yes, then little bit further down. Of course, it's needed to completely go over again to gain the surface quality needed after this kind of alignment or bringing into alignment scraping is done. And once again, after such a scraping cycle like this, it's better to take a control measurement, and I expect then the coverage to be far than optimal, but the measurement should at least give us an indication here. Still at 0, great. Okay, then running down again. A lot more variations than previous, as expected, and this will be catered for later. And the error has gone down by 0.02 of a millimeter. Micrometer readings tell me that I've taken off a little bit too much of the headstock, making it too slim. Comparing against the tailstock end there, so it's a little bit bowed instead of being like progressively so, and taking it in, I've taken it a little bit too far, so then I will stop short of the headstock area now, just take the bed itself there, the working area. Okay, I'm back again, having it flat and aligned. So now I have to scrape it for surface quality once more. So it is a fair amount of work, and you can understand that it's easier to grind the bed or having the bed ground. That's my recommendation. So especially in the UK, where we have shops specializing in Myfords and grinding the beds, have it done there. And time to sharpen the blade again. And having printed once again, I mean blued up, shows quite consistent markings all over, but we need to work on the surface quality, of course, to get it back to where it was. The next cycle shows that the marking density has improved, and it's in alignment, of course, against the reference surface. And it is apparent how long this takes, of course, even though I made a couple of mistakes, which adds to the total time. I have used, like, say, 2 hours per surface. So if you add up all surfaces here, and then for a bed, well, I'd say a couple of days for the bed, and then compare this to, say, a couple of hours to grind it. So it's really a no-brainer. We are on the right track here, improving surface quality and density of markings. A little bit shy in the middle there, but okay. So despite recommending highly to have it ground, possibility of scraping it means that you can make it thicker, like 0.005 of a millimeter here, and also on top, like Myford did when they pulled the bed down when grinding, to compensate for future wear.